VFJams Live. We are back. We're here with Lenny the Ox Reece. I just love saying your name, dude.
I like hearing it.
Yo, that was super innovative, super inspiring, man. I just love your style. And what? How do you do that? How do you do what you do?
Man, just one day I figured out a way to channel experiences. You know what I mean? Everything I've ever seen, anyone I've ever come in contact with. Not to be like overly deep or anything, but just I realized that if music is a conversation, conversations are for expressing yourself, right? Conversations are for, if music is a language, it's for conversation, conversations for expressing yourself. So only way you can express yourself is if you know yourself. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time digging and trying to figure out exactly who I was, and I realized it was beyond just the drums and all that, and that just happens to be a tool. Yeah. Putting myself back in the center, and making sure I know exactly where I'm coming from, and I never forget those, moments. Anytime I've ever been happy, sad, upset, excited for something, those are all a part of me, right? Yeah. All of us, we carry our experiences, so I want that to be channeled through the music. Yeah, well, you're doing it because you can see the arc in it's like watching you go through your emotions. You can see it. Yeah. And your knuckles are bleeding from punching the floor tom. That was amazing, dude. Sorry, Dave. My bass player tells me not to do that. But I had to do it one time. I mean, you got in a fight with the floor tom. You won, too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I better win. And I'm a big fan of the Lesson GK with Nicholas Semrad here. Cheers. Ooh. Hi. Boy, who just killed all those songs right now, man.
Thank you, man.
Season 1 and Season 2, eh?
Yeah, I survived both. Yeah. There was a lot of drums.
Yeah.
It was great.
And so you guys, that's your guys' band, Lesson GK, out of New York. How long have you guys been doing that? About 6 years together. We met each one of us met at different times, but we came together as a group about 6 years ago. And we've been partying ever since.
It was so random too, man. We met in like a pizza spot in the West Village, and I had a keyboard on my back of a brand that I'm not endorsed by currently, so I won't say the name. But I walked in there, and this guy's like, "Yo, is that a keyboard on your back? Yo, I got this session. You should come check it out." And he hooked me. Like I was his best friend in like 5 minutes. Wow. Kind of weird, but it worked out.
The session had just started too.
Yeah. I love it.
Was that for the lesson? Did that end up being the lesson?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I have to tell like a 30-second story about how, I mean, obviously it was built just because we tried to make it community and everything, but we started off at this really small spot on like Bamboo. Is that the name of it? Yeah. And this dude used to literally, like, we would play the session, and he would go up to everybody in the session, and not only like meet them and, "Hey, what's your name? Thank you for coming," but he would text people every week, like this big personal, like, you get the like terrible group text. It's like, "Yo, come check out my jam." This guy was like, "Yo, man, I really like appreciated the conversation we had. You were talking about your mom doing this thing, your sister doing this thing. How are they doing? Like, how are you feeling?" Everybody in there was like, "Dude, this guy actually cares about everybody here." And like, so it wasn't just a jam. It became this community of like really loving, like people that really cared about each other. And New York doesn't, at least when I was there, maybe it happened beforehand, but when I was there wasn't a ton of that happening. So it was really special. Yeah. It was really crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely meant to be. Because you guys are amazing together. Yeah. I mean, I found out about you guys in that Zildjian video. The Zildjian video in the vault, which everyone should watch if you haven't seen it.
Shout out to Sarah and Emily.
Shout out to the whole Zildjian squad. Yes, like I was hooked. I mean, I saw your solo piece from it and just like the sounds and everything. And then I was like, wait, I need to know more about this band. And then you and I started talking and I just dug in more. And then I realized it was Nick too. And I was like, oh, how am I just discovering this? I like love this.
The best part of being in that band is that we're all heavily integrated into each other's personal lives. Yeah. We're all best friends. We're family, so it's easy. It's so easy to just be as deep as we want and as free as we want. It's very safe. We've helped like break down barriers and free each other from different things. Different social inherited like toxic masculinity or little things like that. Like we've helped for each other. It's been like a therapy group.
Lenny's the cheapest therapist I've ever had.
That's great. And then Carlin White sitting over here as well, played earlier today. Killed it.
Yeah, this is a very special day for me. I mean, of course, it's Vic Firth, but doing this with him is pretty crazy because over 10 years ago, we used to shed like together, not having a clue that, you know, this will be happening 10 years later.
That's
Like,
crazy.
so this is very special to be here with Lenny. Man. Incredible, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, we actually haven't even seen each other in about 9 years until this moment, really. So that's
Really?
special. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we used to play together. He used to drive up. Used to have a little spot in the Bronx, and he would drive up from Long Island, and we just meet up whenever we could and just play. And I have a few friends like that where there's that type of relationship, and you could tell we just cared about that. We cared about, you know, there was a brotherhood and there was a friendship, but we cared about the music, and there was no need to feel any weird way, or, you know, it was an amazing, sincere hang. Adam, Chris Gow, same thing. We used to meet up and play together. And
Oh yeah, he was saying like 15 years ago. Or
yeah,
something,
I
back in
met Adam
school.
17 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's my bro, man. It's a
Wait,
little
so,
surreal.
So from the story that Adam told me earlier about you just knocking on his door because you heard him practicing,
Yeah.
and then you seeing Nick just in a pizza shop with the
Yeah.
keyboard, so you just
I'm a serial meter.
serial meter.
just meeting
Like,
folks.
You're like, wait, I got a feeling about you. How's your mom? My name's Lenny. Some people say I'm the ox.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my dude.
Yeah, well, hey, you guys three are three of my favorite musicians, so I had a really great time watching you all play today, and thank you.
Thank you,
and
man.
please make some noise. Lenny, the Ox, Reece, VFJams Live. Yes, sir, my guy. Oh, yeah, no, I got you.